YouTube, it's Justin. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody's having a great day. Um, a while back, I found a Xbox 60 white console. It's one of the premium ones with the silver eject button. Um, it has the red ring of death. Won't boot up, won't even do anything, won't even turn on properly. So I have a special repair video involving a heat gun. And I'll show you the proper method on how to repair this Xbox. There's certain temperatures, there's certain heights you have to hold the heat gun, so you can't just put it real close up to the main board. You can't hold it in one spot, you have to move the heat gun around. And then after it's heated up, you have to let it cool down for about 20 to 30 minutes till it's completely cool. It can't be bumped or touched or anything. And then after that, you pretty much put the CPU grease on, put the system back together, and it'll come on again. Another repair eventually I'm going to do is called the X-Clamp repair kit, but I don't have that, the repair kit yet, so that video will be down the road. So I'm going to show you the Xbox. I'm going to show you what's wrong with it. Oh, before I do that, please smash the like button. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. That would mean the world to me. So I'm Justin, and I am your electronics, paranormal, and accordion man. So let's start, shall we? Okay, so this is the console right here. So this Xbox actually was dumpster diving and I found it. And I'll show you exactly what's wrong with it right now. So I'll turn it on. And right there you have it. That's exactly what she does. Now, if I try to eject it, it won't eject. If I try to press the sync button, it won't sync. So this board is suffering a secondary error code of a 0031, which detects a bad GPU. It's kind of hard to press the buttons on holding the phone and which I'm video recording on, and trying to press the two buttons. Because what I would have to do is I would have to press this button and then press this. So I'd have to press the sync button and click the eject button to get the code. But at the moment I can't do that. So right now what I'll do is I'll disconnect, and I'll even show you guys that everything is plugged in. So as you can see, there's the power cord plugged in all the way. There's the HDMI and internet cable. Here's the hard drive. Here's the wired controller connector. So anyway, once again, there's the 3 red rings, and I'll even shut it off and turn it on again, and it does the same thing. So that's why it was thrown in the dumpster. But these consoles, even when they don't work, they sell for over $100. It's amazing what they can sell for broken. So we're gonna do the heat gun repair fix on this, and it works every time. Every time I've fixed an Xbox using a heat gun, it's always worked. It never failed me. I got the console, hey, got it with me. Bring it to the table, I'll set you guys up, and I'll plug in my phone because my phone is at low battery. So I'm gonna have to connect it to the charger. It is a brand new phone. I'll switch it around. So the phone, hello Carson. I'm not sure how you say your name. I'm pretty sure it's Carson. Okay, so I need to unplug that because that's an old cable that won't work with my new iPhone, and this one will. Yeah, I really hope that because right now that's one thing that's kind of, oh, come on, stay. I'm trying to get this power adapter to not, there we go, it ain't gonna fall off the table. I'm gonna try doing a trick here. I'm gonna try to step over this table to get to the console. There we go. So I'll plug in the iPhone. Hopefully I don't accidentally shut the phone off, because that would suck. That would not be good. Why didn't that? I guess that's plugged in. I don't know why it's not giving me the charge sound. Oh, I have that turned off, right? No wonder. Okay, I'm gonna try not to put my hand in front of this camera. All right, here we go. You guys are about there. Okay, here we go. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to my day was not too bad. The only thing, my day was pretty good actually, especially when I did the dumpster diving and found this Xbox. My day was a lot better after I found it. And I just recently got my new iPhone 8, which has a really good camera. Sorry, I'm a little bit off camera there. There, that's better. Yeah, my day was pretty good. Hopefully your day was good too. Oh yeah, right, I need a proper, I'm gonna gently set this down because my phone doesn't have a tripod, so I'm using like this big glass brick and a screwdriver case to hold the phone up. Like, that's how it's sitting right now. Oh, that's good, Carson, or Carson, sorry, Carson. I'm pretty sure I'm saying your name right. That's really good, Carson. I'm glad to hear that. So taking it off, if you want to see me take the phone, oops. I'm still too excited, so I'm saying the wrong thing sometimes. If you want to see this get taken apart step by step, there's my other video showing how to dismantle it correctly. So I'm just gonna get down to the board. Oh yeah, there's one thing I need to go and get. And I know that sounds bad when it clicks like that, but it's not breaking, it's just the clips undoing. I will be right back. I need to go get the heat gun. So I'll place this like that so you can, is it me or is my camera moving on me? My phone. I'm gonna try to set you guys up a little bit better here. Okay, stay, don't move. I don't want my, so there's the Xbox. You can have a bit of a look at it while I go get the heat gun. I will be back in about maybe less than a minute. Okay, I'm pretty sure that was less than a minute. So right here, this is not a blow dryer. What this is a vapor heat gun. Now I know it's like, literally, I'm not kidding, right there. It says Vapor. I didn't know Vapor actually made heat guns. I thought they just made like vape units for like sucking or vaping on. But this gun at full, like the highest speed is 1100 degrees and the low speed is 780 degrees. So what I like to do is I'll run it on low setting to prep the board, get it nice and warm so it's all even heat through the whole board, and then I'll click it. I hope that's not moving on me again. I might need to get something heavy and put it behind the screwdriver case because I think it's moving again. Great. You know what I need is an extension cord. right about now an extension cord would be really nice. I'm just gonna plug this in over here. I'll be right back on camera very shortly. Oops. Well, that was an epic fail. I didn't turn off. Oh, what did you say there? It looks pretty cool. Oh, thanks, bud. Thank you, Carson. So yeah, this heat gun, I got burnt by one once, and hopefully this isn't too gory to show on YouTube, but I don't know if you can see. Let's see if I can turn my, here, I'll show you what it looks like. I don't know if you can see that burn right there. That burn right there. Right there was caused by the heat gun. The nozzle, I slipped, the nozzle hit my arm, and it was not even a second, and it burnt that deep. So you gotta be super careful with these heat guns. They are very dangerous. And it takes them quite a while to cool down. It takes them like, maybe around, I'm gonna say, probably, just to be safe, I'd give it a half hour for the heat gun to cool down before even attempting to put your hand even near the nozzle. Honestly, my opinion is just not to touch it at all. Wait a couple hours just to be safe. All right, so let's get this console apart. I'm really hoping that someone else hasn't been into it to try to repair it before. Obviously someone probably did, because it was thrown in a dumpster. Because right here is the silver seal. Oh yeah, it hurt all right. It didn't hurt when it first touched. When it first touched, I could smell it, obviously. It was pretty bad. It smelled like really bad burnt mushrooms in a funny way. But it didn't hurt when it first singed my arm and burnt the skin right off. Like, it really burnt me bad. It didn't hurt at first, but as soon as it started getting like raw, that's when it started hurting. And yeah, it was pretty bad. I had some, like, I don't know if it's a good idea to put polysporin on burns, but I had polysporin on it, I had gauze on it, non-stick gauze, and it healed up pretty good. It doesn't hurt anymore, but when it happened, oh yeah, it hurt. Yeah. Glad that that's over with though. So, I need a mini flat screwdriver so I can get this, and I'll set this down again. Nice and gently, because I don't want my phone like tipping like that and falling in. Yeah. I'm just off camera for a few. I'm just grabbing these flathead screwdrivers so I can pull this console apart. So, as always, I'm just gonna pull all these clips apart. I'm trying to, how am I gonna, when I see messages on my screen of my phone, I try to get close up to my phone so I can see them easier. Oh, for goodness sake, okay. And this glass thing that's holding my phone up kind of blocks some of the words. I'm gonna just put it right there. Now I can see the whole screen. That's good. Sorry if I miss your messages. I'll look at them later if, you know, I happen to not see them. But I'm trying to keep a close eye on my screen. How did you find this? Well, I do lots of dumpster diving. So, around the city I live in, there's a few apartment places, and then a few complexes. A lot of people with they're just like, they can't sell systems, they just throw them out. But this one I actually found in the thrift store dumpster, because the thrift store, the ladies that work there really don't, lots of stuff that they get, they don't know what it is, and they'll just throw it out in the dumpster. So when I looked in there, this was actually sitting right on top of everything, and I just went and grabbed it. And another thing that found in the dumpster, and it's pretty beat up, like it's really bad, is this. I'll grab it here. I found an iPhone 6, and it was also in the Kindle thrift shop, the thrift store. So it looks good here, but if you can see close up, I don't know if you can see the cracks in the screen, but there's literally cracks in the LCD behind this front glass. And check out the back of this phone. Look at that, isn't that bad? It looks like someone took a hammer and beat the phone with it, or used it for a hammer to hammer nails in. Oh yeah, it's great. The nice thing with this phone though is, when I plug it in, it still turns on. Even though it looks like that, and it has a shattered screen, it still actually turns on. Unfortunately, it won't turn on without being like plugged in. Probably that battery probably got destroyed when it got like smashed like that, because it's really buggered up. But yeah, and the Xbox is a score too. I always keep an eye open because sometimes they'll throw away the retro game consoles like the Super Nintendo, original Nintendo, GameCube, Nintendo Wii. I even at one point found a Nintendo Switch in their dumpster. It was just a tablet, but that's still a score because those systems are about $400 or $500. And just the tablet alone will go for $200 easily without the accessories or Joy-Cons. And the Switch actually worked, the tablet. There's no game in it or anything, but that was cool finding that. It's always nice finding working stuff too, but broken stuff works for me too because I'm, a really good repair. And I'm pretty sure after this repair I'm gonna do, this thing will work for a long time. It won't overheat after I do this repair. And if it does, it won't overheat for at least a half a year. If the repair job is done right. If the repair job is done wrong, then it may only have an hour or two to work. And I've seen quite a few YouTube videos of guys repairing these Xboxes, but they're just rushing everything just too fast. And they don't understand what cold solder means. And cold solder happens when a board's heated up and it cools almost all the way down, and it gets bumped and the solder disconnects. Well, that's most likely what went wrong with this one, except this Xbox, the fans aren't even kicking in. Nothing's even, like all it's doing is showing the 3 red rings. It's not even getting power past the circle of light, the 3 red rings. So this is what I call a very dead Xbox 360. But after I'm done with it, it'll work. But I'm pretty sure someone has already opened it up and tried to take it apart, but it looks really good for like the clips in the back. Like you can see there that none of them have pry marks on them. So maybe the person that most likely opened it up, thrift store lady threw it out, obviously, because that's where it was donated. But the person that took it apart, maybe they just didn't know what they were doing and they opened it up and then they just gave up and put it together and donated it. That's what I'm hoping. If that's not the case, I'm gonna open it and find a real mess inside there, and it's gonna take a little more than a heat gun to fix it. That's one thing I hate, is when you're opening a console and you open it and then you find there's a bunch of wires that are cut, or something someone tried to solder in, they buggered up the main board. Well, at that point it's really hard to fix these systems. I still can do it, but it would take more than an hour to fix it. It'd probably take about 4 or 5 hours to fix it then. Just because of, damage to the logic board, because there's all the onboard components like the little resistors, little diodes, little capacitors, and then there's the big vertical capacitors like the cap ones, and then the athletic capacitors. And it's very dangerous opening capacitors because they contain mercury and all the other dangerous chemicals in them. So I don't recommend opening capacitors. It'd be just as dangerous as opening a battery. And batteries are very dangerous when they're exposed to oxygen because oxygen and lithium don't mix. And that's why the Samsung Note 7s and some of the S7s were catching fire, because the batteries weren't sealed right and they were just expanding and exploding. You know, there's been several people back in that time that were hurt and vehicles that caught fire and stuff like that. So it's crazy, you know. So I'm just glad that that's out of the way and they fixed that problem with like the new phones they have out right now in the stores. I don't even think you can buy an S7 brand new from a Galaxy S7 brand new from a store anymore, from any cell shop, because of how dangerous they are. Oh yeah, I'm just undoing the clips if you're wondering what I'm up to here. I'll make sure you can see the console. I'm trying not to take too long. I like to talk while I make my videos. So hopefully I'm not boring you guys out while I repair this stuff, because all I'm doing is I like to talk while I fix stuff, you know. So I'll just, oh come on, unclip. There we go. Ooh, that didn't sound good. It's okay though, nothing broke. So there we have it, it's apart. Let's set it down gently so the phone doesn't tip over. Nice and gently. I have to be so careful because the piece of glass I have holding it, the screwdriver case will still move backwards and it'll kind of. So there's all these like clips in the front that I'm gonna take out. Come on, be nice, pop off. All right, so there's the case. All the clips are pretty good except for one clip. So I can definitely tell that someone has been into this Xbox before the thrift store, before they donated it. So they definitely probably buggered something inside it. They probably tried to fix it with a heat gun too and probably bubbled the main board. And if you overheat a circuit board, I'll do my best. Most of the time I'm pretty gentle with these things and they don't break very easily, but right here, I'll show you right here. See this clip? I don't know if you can see that, but this clip is broke. But the nice thing is about it, it still has a nice plastic form, so it's keeping its shape, so it'll still work. So that's good. So now all I have to do is there's no more clips that I have to take off. There's just a bunch of screws, which are all those ones. Oh yeah, I just remembered there's one last thing I have to take off. I have to take off the eject button. This guy right here. And what I like to do is I'll hold my finger on this piece here so I'm not grabbing the part with the clip. Put the flat screwdriver in there, gently touch it, and just like that, it comes right off. So that was pretty simple. So far, it looks pretty good. It doesn't look like anything inside, or like at least here, it doesn't look like anything's damaged. So it looks all good so far. The thing that scared me the most is inside the console. What is it gonna be inside it? Is it gonna be broken? Is it gonna be in good condition? I guess we're gonna find out very shortly. So let's take all these. There's a lot of screws in these consoles. I don't know why Microsoft had to use so many screws in these systems. All they need is like 4 case screws and a few screw mounts for the main board. They don't need all the screws they use. They way overkilled the amount of screws. And the worst, to top it off, they use plastic thread mounts for the other screws. So well, all the mounts are actually, they're threaded or plastic. So they'll strip out after a while. You know, that's not good. So it's like, but with how gentle I am, I've never so far stripped out any of the screws, so, in any of the systems, so, The only way they'll end up stripped out is if someone else have already stripped them out. So, so far they're pretty good. Whoever took this apart last did a good job at least not stripping any of the screws out, at least for the case ones. Trying to be as gentle as I can with this because the plastic threads can come out with the screw. This one's in there tight. Yeah, this one's okay. Don't come out with the. Okay, that was lucky. No plastic threads, so that's good. All these ones that come out really tight and don't loosen off right away scare me because that's, you know, give me the feeling of all the plastic threads are going to come out with it. But I'm hoping that does not happen because once those plastic threads come out, the screw will never tighten again. Unless you just happen to have the plastic molding equipment and remold the plastic and rethread it. But I don't have that, so I just got to be careful when unthreading screws from plastic threads. And so far I'm on the last screw for the, yeah, that looks good. No metal, no black plastic, so that's good. I'm gonna try taking out these or the heatsink screws. Those are our last ones on this upper case. The little small black screws that I gotta take out. These will it magnetize? Yeah. Those little guys right there. Those are the heatsink screws. So I gotta take all those out, and they do actually thread into metal heatsinks. So that I'm not so worried about being stripped out. It's just those other screws there, kind of. You know, and I might start doing, I need to get some money. This is also my job, like I fix stuff for people and make really great YouTube videos. I'm hoping to start doing like Game Boy, Nintendo, or well, Game Boy is Nintendo, like PSP, tablets, all sorts of different repairs. I'll make more videos on those. Because I know lots of people break stuff and they need the videos to be able to repair that stuff that they break. So that's where I come in and make those videos, and you know, and the proper videos. I don't mean like a video that you just pull the thing apart and, you know, put the new parts and put it together. I mean actually step by step taking it apart carefully without causing any damage to anything, and then doing this, you know, the rest. Just like this Xbox, I'm taking it apart really carefully. I'm not really doing step by step, I'm just morely taking it apart carefully. I will do step by step once we get the main board out. Then yes, but as for now, I'm just taking the screws out. And it might take a little longer just because I like talking. Well, oh, we got flying screws. Where did that one just take off to? Huh, there goes one of the X-clamp screws, or heatsink screws. Oh, where did you go? It stayed on the table. I know I heard it. Oh, found it. We're good. Hey, I got it. It's not missing. There's a screw. It went flying into the pliers that I got. That's one thing you gotta watch, is if you take screws out too quickly, sometimes if you lift up a magnetic screwdriver, it won't actually stay magneted onto the screwdriver. This is supposed to be magnetic, and it sort of is, like it will hold, but sometimes if you lift it up too fast, the screws will go flying. And if they're very tiny and they hit the floor, well, it takes hours to find them because they're so small. All right, so I'm gonna say the Xbox 360 has to be my favorite game console. I actually grew up with, before the Xbox 360, I grew up with the original Xbox. And at that point, the original Xbox was lots of fun. However, the Xbox 360 has to be my favorite game console. When it's fixed, pretty much what I'll do is I'll show you guys it boot up. I'll put a game in it. You can see it running, and then once it's repaired, I'll use it. Because right now, my other Xbox 360 is a one of the slim models, like one of the black small Xbox 360s. So um, I really like these older ones for some reason. The slim models I'm not a big fan of. Um, I just seem to like these older Xboxes, so I'll be using this one lots. The slim model will be my backup. So yeah, I'll be playing on this lots. All these Xboxes I find I actually keep them and I use them. The ones that don't get fixed and don't work, I use them for parts. So I have what's called a game console and cell phone graveyard. So it's like a big bin where all the parts go into, separate um, parts. And well, I'll use those parts to fix other systems. But yes, I'm going to use this after it's fixed. But I will show you it booting up and running and everything. Hopefully the person that owned this before they donated it to the thrift shop, before it got thrown away and all that, hopefully they didn't damage anything inside the system. So when I lift this off, I don't want to see ripped apart wires because I don't have spare, at the moment, I don't have any spare DVD drive, power cables or serial LATA cables. Okay, so far that looks good. That's the case. Ooh, and these are sharp. They're like a razor knife. You gotta be so careful with those, not to get cut. Okay, that is actually amazingly clean. So here's what it looks like inside. It looks nice and clean, no cut wires. This actually looks more than, oh, that's cool, that's good. At least there's one thing about the Slim, no red ring of death, right? So you won't have to worry about the red ring of death or red dot of death if there's such thing as that. But the red, I just call it the red ring. It's simple, as you know, red ring of death, red dot of death, same thing. Um, but yeah, the Xbox 60 Slim is a very good system. It's just, I kind of like just the way the original, because the only reason I like these bigger Xboxes, these older ones, is because of the retro design that they have. And I like how the hard drive clips on the top and isn't directly built into the console where you can't see the hard drive. But, you know, it's still a good system. They do a really good job of recovering the overheating problem that all these systems been having. Okay, so I don't know if you guys can see. Let's tilt it. So right there is our ribbon cables. They all actually, I'm gonna gently set this down. Okay, I'm just gonna unplug them and then I'll show you the cables. Come on, unplug, be nice. Okay, there we go. So right here we got our power cable, which looks to be in really nice shape. Then we got our serial LATA cable, and this is in very good condition. It does not look though like they dismantled this drive, so I'm not going to actually take the drive apart. I'm going to leave that alone because the drive might actually work, considering that it has the red ring. I can't see the DVD drive causing the red ring of death. Okay, so when taking the fan trout out, right here there's this little slot. That's an actual clip. So you put a screwdriver in there and you pull it back like that, and then it releases it. So I like to use a flathead, like this screwdriver right here. It's very small, and then I just stick it right in there, pull forward, and just, it clicked back in on me. Just like, just like that. There's a fan trout. You can see the little clip right there, and there's where the hole is. So let's cross our fingers that when I take the heat sinks out, yeah, it did have a hard drive clipped on the side of it when I found it. It had a 20 gigabyte hard drive. So that one I put away for a spare, and I have my original hard drive, which my original hard drive is a 120 gig. So pretty much I bought a brand new laptop hard drive from a computer shop and put it in a 20 gigabyte hard drive case because I have so many hard drive cases, and I've used that since my second Xbox that I've had. So this is a high definition console. This can have an HDMI or AV, which is nice. I didn't actually look at what year the console is. I should look at that. And just so I can tell you guys how old this thing is. 2008. That's weird. You know what's weird about this being a 2008? Check this out. This must be one of the very first 2008s, because right here on the DVD drive, I don't know if you can see that, it says September 2007. So this thing is a 2008 console with 2007 technology in it, electronics. I wonder. You know, I have a feeling someone had I'm just gonna confirm something. This will tell me whether this is original stuff. All right, where is it on here? I'm gonna look at the serial number. If that's changed, then these are different electronics. 04057. No, that's original. So this is one of the very first 2008s when they still had their 2007 stuff in them. Well, isn't that something else? So that's probably why it has the red ring of death, because it still has the 2007 electronics. And I can almost guarantee you that the video RAM and the GPU has become completely faulty because of the cold solder. And that's exactly why it has the red ring like it does right now, with the secondary error code 0031. So I just took this piece off. With that little piece I just showed you, whoa, what was that? I keep seeing like this flash, but if that's a message I'm seeing on my screen, that's very quick, so quick I can't even barely see the writing. What I'm probably seeing is it's probably like the reflection of the light hitting against the phone, which is okay. You know, so it's all good. Now undo all these screws so we can get this thing fully apart and see what the heck's wrong with the other side. I have a feeling the other side of the board's gonna look really bad, but you never know. It looks pretty good from the first look at it. It doesn't look bad. So right here, this is the RF module. This is like the circle of light and the green circle of light, red ring and all that. Okay, the moment of truth. I got all the screws out. Time to get the board out of this chassis. Okay, I'm gonna get this metal. Actually, we need this metal piece. I'm gonna tilt it like that. I just need to get the fans out of here because I don't need to melt the fans when I heat the console's main board up. So I'm getting the fans out. As you can see, there is no fans in here now. I removed them. So what I'm gonna do is set the chassis down there for now. Okay, so there's some really good news. It's looking really good. Oh, they used Hynix video RAM. So that's definitely a 2007 stuff. So it looks all good. All the 4 video RAMs. There's no leaked flux around them or anything, so they look good. So what I think it is, what has happened, is someone took it apart. They got it down to the board, or however far they got, and they just stopped because they either didn't want to break the system or they're too scared to go any farther. And in a way, I'm kind of glad that they dumpstered this system because I got it. You know, and I like the white Xboxes. I like all the older Xbox 360s. They're cool to mess around with. And you know what's nice about these older Xbox 360s? You can JTAG these consoles. You can mod them. And when you mod them, you can mod them so they'll play burned games, which you can so there's a thing that can be done which is called Flash 2.0. So pretty much you're rewriting the firmware on the DVD drive, so it'll play the burned games. I happen to have a whole bunch of burned games. I have Doom 1, 2, and 3, and Brutal Doom is actually a great game for the computer. And I have it, which is burned on I think it's a DVD XL. And it's, if I can get this to work, and I can do all the flashing to DVD drive, because this is an older 360, I can play Doom on it and all the burned games that I got. And yes, they will work online, because the firmware I get for the DVD drive is a very safe firmware. So you won't get banned from Xbox Live. You won't get in trouble at all. And to do that, you also need a flash drive that is a version 2.0. So that it has to be a 2.0. And it has to either be a 16 or 32 gig. It'll work. I prefer to use a 64 gig 2.0 flash drive, just because you have that extra memory on there. So, that didn't sound good. There's definitely cold solder joints, because when I barely touched this, you could hear the solder underneath the GPU definitely giving away. So this definitely needs to be reflowed. That's exactly what's wrong with this console. And this X clamp is being a pain. I'm trying to get it off. Come on. There we go. Got it. You guys are probably excited to see what's underneath these X clamps. There we go. There's one. That came off just a little too easy. So someone has taken the heat sinks off. They definitely swapped out the CPU grease. And this is the exact same CPU grease as what I use too. Or, yeah, it looks like it. Maybe it's not CPU grease. Maybe it's shaving gel. That's weird. Okay. There's the GPU. I don't see any bubbling on the GPU or the board. So what I think they did is they took it apart, they replaced the CPU grease, and they put it together. I definitely will. I'll need your profile name, but okay, yeah, I'll add you. I got your profile there. I'll write it down later and definitely add you for sure. Sounds good to me. So I do have a microphone. I can, I'm not sure what games you got, but I have GTA 5, Call of Duty Black Ops 2. By the way, Call of Duty Black Ops 2, I have all the zombie map packs and all the multiplayer map packs. So that's good for there. I'm trying to be so careful because it's so easy to accidentally slip, and that's why you gotta be so careful. Because see how sharp those X clamps look? That hits against the board and skates across it, it'll tear things off the board. Luckily for me, that doesn't usually ever happen. Oh yeah. And another thing I noticed about this Xbox, I'm gonna get these and set them on the floor because they're in the way, the heat sinks. There's normally, I'm gonna hold this without dropping it. Around here, there's normally glue around the GPU and the CPU. There is no glue, so they even removed the glue. So that is a little bit worrying me, that they've, but what, I don't see any flux, but sometimes if the flux is just a little bit warm, you can wipe the flux off and it'll look this good. So maybe they tried to reflow it with some flux and buggered it up. Doesn't smell or anything, so that's good news. because when they burn things out, you'll smell it. It's not worked that way. So the board's not worked. I'm trying to turn it back and forth. It's not going. It's definitely not worked, so that's good news. So because the board's not worked, they obviously didn't heat it very hot. They probably just unplugged the fan and just let it reset that way. And that usually doesn't work very well. It'll only work once or twice, and then you'll have to take it apart like I did here. Okay, so before I heat anything up, the number one step, do not heat up the Xbox 60 main board with the heat gun without cleaning the CPU grease. If you heat it up with the CPU grease, it will get all over the place and it'll actually cause very bad harm to the GPU, CPU, and or the surroundings of the main board. So, okay, I'll be right back. I need to get a cloth so I can, actually I know what I'll go grab. I'll be right back shortly. Okay, so I got some, what did you just say? Oh, cool. Ooh, you know what? I have Modern Warfare 3 too. Oh, good. Well, I definitely have a stack. Okay, give me a second here. I'll show you what I have. As I told you earlier, I do have those games downloaded from Xbox Live. I have very good internet. The Call of Duty Black Ops 2, GTA 5, and that's about it for the downloaded version games. I'll be right back with the stack of games I got. Sorry if I don't see your message if you send something. Okay. All right. So those, sorry if they're a mess, are the games I got. I don't know if you can read those nice and clearly. They're a kind of... So those are the games I got. Hopefully you can see those okay. So down at the bottom is Gears of War 2. Just above it is Gears of War 3. I gotta put this disc in right here. This is actually one of my favorite games too. Guitar Hero 3 is one of my faves. I haven't played it really online, but I've played the game. Like the Xbox connect to Xbox Live, but I just don't play with online players very often but I might start that up. Right here, this is actually a rare game. Right here, I got Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Here, I'll flip it around. And it's still upside down on the camera. That's weird. So yeah, and the disc in this is in good shape. And right here, actually this is a collector's game. I got Call of Duty World at War, also working. I wonder if you could still play that game online, Call of Duty World at War. I have Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, also in good shape and playable. I got Halo 3, also in good shape and working condition. Oh, I didn't know I had this. I have Medal of Honor. That's the one I have there. Whoops, sorry. So I got Medal of Honor. That's a pretty good game, especially on multiplayer. I got Payday 2. I've never actually played Payday. You know, these are games. By the way, all these games I'm showing you were also dumpster finds. And they're all in the case and they're all in good shape. I got Max Payne. I think that's what that says. Max Payne 3 or whatever the heck that says. I have no idea what they're saying there. I got Mafia 2. I think that's how you pronounce that. Then there's Gears of War 3, Gears of War 2, And I already have this one on Xbox Live, but I have the disc version too. I think this one's in good shape. Yep, it's in good playable condition. So that's all the games I have, disc version. So I got quite a few actually. I don't have Modern Warfare 3. Two. I don't know where. I don't have Modern Warfare 2 right there. Yeah. I wonder where. Modern Warfare 3 went. Because I know I have it. Maybe I just put it somewhere. That sounds good to me. Yeah. So I got my cleaning cloth. I use to clean the board 99% isopropyl alcohol. This is flammable, but it instantly evaporates. So it evaporates really fast. So it won't hurt nothing. I see people using WD-40 now. That's very dangerous. That's not good. That will kill any electronic device, whether it's dry or not, you know. So I highly recommend not to use WD-40 or adhesive remover or any of that stuff, because man, you'll be just destroying everything. You know, the board will be gone for good, because that stuff doesn't just eat away at the PCB coating that they use on the board, but it eats away at the tracings, the actual metal tracings. So you don't want to use, I really don't recommend WD-40 or any of those real dangerous chemicalized stuff on any kind of electronics. If it's not electronic, then that might be okay, but when it's electronic, don't do it. So you know what? This stuff they used is not CPU grease. This is shaving gel they used. No wonder the thing won't turn on. Wow. They probably thought because, you know, if you put just the right amount of shaving gel, the only thing is, this shaving gel has got, oh wow, this is all over the components and everything. That is not good. This thing may not, what is that? I just got it. Oh. What is your favorite Black Ops game? My favorite Black Ops game, I'm gonna have to say Black Ops 2. Call of Black Ops 2 is my fave. Definitely Black Ops 2. I tried Black Ops 3 for the Xbox 360, and I guess it didn't have everything that the Xbox One's Black Ops 3 had, and I really couldn't get the hang into Black Ops 3. I don't even have Black Ops 3 anymore, but Black Ops 2 for sure. That's my fave. Man, I really hope I can get this off it's all over the place. Yeah, that's a mess. That's shaving gel, you guys. They used, oh, what did you just say? Just a sec, I'm gonna open this again. Oh, okay. Okay. If you guys just sent me a message just like a second ago, I didn't see it, kind of like flashed up on the screen, disappeared instantly. So I don't know if you sent something for me to read, but I definitely didn't get it if you did. But that's okay. I will find a way how to read that. I'm pretty sure just live chat, just look at the live chat. That's all. Oh, Black Ops 2 is my, yeah, that's cool, man. It's definitely cool for sure. That's awesome. That's good to hear. Yeah, when the game first came out and released, I got it right away. Because, you know, it's like one of my definite faves. And then the second favorite game was, you know, Guitar Hero 3. Actually, all the Guitar Heroes, you know, especially World Tour. World Tour is cool. I'm just trying to get all this. I might just have to risk heating the board up with, I really don't want to do it, but I may have to because it is not cleaning right off of the, I hope this doesn't short the console out when it's powered on, it doesn't short out. Because the shaving gel will short components if it's touching, and it's touching a bunch of components on the CPU and the GPU. So that's not gonna make this Xbox happy. I'm gonna try using a old toothbrush, which is right. Oh, no, don't fall. Sorry about that, guys. The camera's kind of moving there. There, it ain't gonna fall over. Okay, so let me show you what I'm talking about. See the GPU? There's a bunch of components there with this shaving cream. And the CPU has that too. CPU's not as bad, but this is not good. And what that's gonna do is when I power it on, most likely it will fire up and it'll just completely just crash. And those components are little transistors and power processor units. And if those burn out, well, the whole Xbox will be gone. And the only way this will come back is a new GPU put on the board. And I don't have the rework station yet, because rework station can range from $2,000 to $10,000. So all I use is the good old heat gun, and it seems to do the job. So I'm gonna use, oops, what was attached to this toothbrush? That's weird. Oh, a piece of foil. Better get that off the board. So I'm gonna use a toothbrush. This was never used for brushing teeth with. This was always used for electronics, okay? Just so you know that. I'm gonna soak this brush, soaking wet. This is alcohol cleaner, by the way. It is very wet. And I'm just gonna try. Oh yeah, piece of cake. You know what? This is working fine. I should have did this right after I first, there's a lot of stuff coming off of this. That's kind of nasty. Whatever that is coming off the GPU is a little bit, that's just weird. I'm gonna really soak the GPU. I'm gonna get really wet with this alcohol cleaner. It won't hurt anything. Okay. I'm gonna get the video RAM wet. I'm gonna get everything disinfected. So this alcohol cleaner will disinfect and all the solder and all that. I'm gonna actually clean all the chips on the board with this alcohol cleaner. The HANA chip, which an E74 could be cost, has a graphics processor error, and you'll get a 1 red ring for that. But this thing clearly doesn't even turn on, so that is definitely a GPU. And you know what? That's probably the reason it wasn't turning on to begin with, is because the shaving gel is touching all those components. So I may, the bad part about this now that I noticed that this is touching the board, from me having it plugged in like that and turning it on, just may have shorted things out on the board. So I'm hoping and crossing my fingers that it didn't short anything out and that it wasn't getting power to any of those components. Because if it did, well then, most likely this Xbox is done and only good for parts. I'm gonna give it a good cleaning. I'm crossing my fingers that it turns on and works after I'm done, because I'm doing a lot of work on it right now to recover it. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna bring this Xbox back to life after I do all this cleaning. So I'm gonna just put some alcohol cleaner all over the GPU, all over the top of it. I'm gonna get some more on there. Enough where I can see a pool of alcohol cleaner on top of the GPU. Okay, so that's soaked. The reason I'm doing this is so it eats away all that shaving gel that was in there. That's really nasty, actually. That's bad. Why would anyone use shaving gel for CPU grease? Why wouldn't they just go to a computer shop and get the proper stuff? It only costs $10 to get this CPU grease. You know, go to your local Best Buy electronics store and you can get a tube of silver grease. However, I use a different stuff. My stuff costs more money, but you can literally go to a Best Buy electronics store and get a big tube, like I think like 10 grams, just like this, 10 grams of CPU. This is unique silicone-based CPU grease, and it's white, but it's actual CPU grease, not shaving gel. I kind of figured the GPU and the CPU didn't smell like burning circuitry, but I could smell, when I smelled the board, I could smell the shaving cream, and I know what shaving cream smells like. So it was definite shaving cream they used. So there's no wonder this thing wasn't turning on. It was shorting out. Just like a cell phone, if you get a cell phone wet, accidentally wet, and it gets water damaged, and you try turning it on, it'll flicker, it'll have all those problems, and it'll just fry. That's like this Xbox with the shaving gel. Things were shorting out, but I didn't keep it on for that long, so it should be fine. And I'm getting everything looking like new once again, so if the Xbox is gonna work, it's gonna work after this repair. So like I said earlier, this thing needs to sit for a half an hour to cool down after I heat it. So what I'll do is after I'm done heating it and everything, I will, after I'm done heating it and everything, I'll end this live chat, or this stream, sorry, live stream, and then I'll come back, make a part 2 live stream with it getting put back together and tested out, okay? So I'm gonna be on here heating it up, doing all that, and then that's where I'm gonna make a part 2. I'll just turn it this way because it makes it a little easier for me. Oh man, there's some pretty funny videos that I've watched with parents destroying their kids' electronics, and I get a kick out of that. Yeah, I don't know if you guys have ever watched those videos where the parents destroy their kids' electronics, but the one video with this mother that throws her daughter's phone in the pool, I get a kick out of that. Like, she's not paying attention to her mother. She's actually ignoring her mother, texting, and her mother just rips the phone out of her hand and hucks it in the pool. And the daughter just dives in, and then she yells at her mother. I get such a kick out of that. It's so funny. If you guys haven't seen those videos, definitely look at them and watch them. All you have to put in is parents destroying kids' electronics. It's so freaking funny. You know? Yeah, isn't it funny? It's like, some of them are sad. Like, I'm like, really? You just destroyed that? But they're freaking funny. Like, especially kids that don't do their schoolwork and they're just gaming. I just like the parents where they grab the freaking hammer and just destroy the kids' Xbox completely. Oh yeah, yeah. I see the tears in that face. Yeah, it is sad in some of the videos, but it's those kids that are not doing their homework that should be doing their homework. But honestly, the parents don't really need to be destroying their electronics. What they could do is just take them away and put them away until, they actually do their homework. there's different ways to handle that, but I just get a kick out of those videos, you know. Anyway, so I'll show you the board. I'm done with the alcohol cleaner for now until I clean up the heat sinks and all that, but that'll be in my part 2. When I do that, I'm just gonna take the cloth and just try to dry the board as much as I can before heating it up, because this is flammable stuff. It does evaporate pretty quick, but just to be safe, you know. Okay, I think it's pretty dry. All right. Got myself with the alcohol cleaner. It sprayed up in my face. So it's underneath the board. That's okay though. Anyway, check out how clean those are. See how there's no grease or sorry, not grease. See how there's no shaving cream? Everything is nice and clean. So this is the part where you may have a hard time hearing me because the heat gun's quite loud, but I'll try to be as pretty good so you can hear me. So I set it up on here. Some of the reflows I do, I like to screw the board into the chassis, but this one I don't need to do that. That's only with boards that are warped, and this is not warped at all. Okay, heat gun. All right, it is time for the job with this guy. Let's blast this thing with some heat. Okay. So I'm just gonna let it heat up for a while. Gotta wait for the heat gun. I hope you guys can hear me. Ooh. Smells like my heat gun's like has like a piece of hair or something in it or something, cause it has like that burning smell. It's okay though. Oh yeah, that's what it was. Okay, it's all ready. So now when you heat up a board, you want to keep the heat gun about this high from the board and never hold it in one spot. Always move it around like this. I hope you guys can still hear me. And don't hold it in one spot too long. You can do different motions, and then I could go like that. And whew, you can definitely smell the solder. This board definitely has cold solder all over the place. Focus on the chips. I really hope this thing works, because like I said, I've never had one that never came back to life. They all came back to life, whether it was a short period of time or a long period of time. Seeing how clean this Xbox is, I have a very good feeling this console is going to work really well. You don't want to heat up the capacitors too hot because they will pop and break. Try to get the CPU pretty good. What I'm trying to do is heat them up fairly hot because I want to evaporate all that alcohol cleaner that I've gotten underneath the chips. Because it will get underneath the chips. That's not the end of the world if it happens. You just gotta make sure you heat it up enough to do that. Try to be careful if you repair one of these. Try to be careful not to bump it while you're heating it, or bump it at all. Because if that happens, you're gonna re-disconnect all the solder. Maybe even cause one of the chips to completely lift away from the board. Once that happens, you have to send it to someone like me to reball the chip. And right now, like I said, I don't have that rework station that costs so much money. Oops, I didn't want to click that off. That's the thing about holding it the way I'm holding it. If you accidentally move, you can turn this switch off. It's going pretty good. I can feel the heat coming off the board big time. But I want to get it as hot as possible. Not to the point where I bulge the board, but to a point where all the solder liquefies. Um, and let me know what kind of videos I should make next, what kind of things to repair. Um, and yeah, I do accordion music, playing videos. I play the accordion, so I make videos with that. I also do paranormal videos with paranormal investigating. So let me know if you want me to do some of those. Thank you for subscribing. I give a shout out to you. I'm not sure how to pronounce your name, but thank you, and I give you a shout out. So shout out to my new subscribers. Thank you. It's awesome to be a YouTuber because you know, I like helping people out and I like to make new friends. So, you know, that's really awesome. Thank you. I see a lot of YouTubers get like websites like with merch. Unfortunately, um, I'm not going to be able to do that, so I'll just have my videos, but I'll never have merch. Unfortunately, I wish I could do that, but I just can't, because I don't have the money to pay for the merch to set up the site to, you know, and there's, yeah, I hope so too. Um, Thank you. I really hope I get lots of subscribers too. I'm sure I will. Because, you know, lots of these videos I see on YouTube, they're good videos, but these repairs just rush things way too fast. And with me, I never rush anything. I go as slow and as good and detailed as possible. Like right now, I'm on low setting. So now, right there, in just a sec, what I'm gonna do is, come on. Thank you. Yeah, yeah. But my future tells me is I'm gonna get like lots of business customers and lots of repairs coming in. And you know what? I have been getting quite busy with lots of repairs. Um, but yeah, my future job, which self-employed by the way, um, is just repairing stuff for people. You know, helping people out. So now, this is time to blast the main board. So high setting time. So this you really got to be careful because I'm really heating it hot. So it's time to really heat this board up really hot. This is where the solder liquefies. And I will make another video today after it cools down of putting it together, testing it out. And that is it. That's how quick you do that on the hot setting, on the high setting. Oh boy, there is a lot of heat. I can smell the heat coming off that. That is that hot. So that's good. That's what we want. We want to smell that heat. That's how hot it has to be. So right now I'm gently setting down my heat gun, not near anything that it can catch on fire. It is going on a tile floor away from, literally away from anything that it can cause problems with. Okay, so this is the point where I pick you guys up. Move this away from the phone. And, ooh, when you use iPhones while they're plugged in, they warm up. That's normal though. That's 100% normal. They're supposed to do that. So now, this is where, um, guys, this is where I'm gonna have to cut the video. I'm gonna have to, I will save this video and upload it right away. And this is where I'm gonna set my timer for a half hour, and I will be back on in another live stream on part 2, where we assemble a console and test it. So thank you for the new subscribers. Hope you all have a great day. Nice morning, afternoon, evening. And we'll see you very soon. Talk to you guys later.